Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Monday, March the 31st. We got an 8-game slate for Monday night, guys. I've got some early player props I like for this slate, taking a first look at the board on Sunday night, recording this video the night before. We got props up for half the games right now. 4 of the 8 games we have posted on Prizepicks, and I've got 2 early plays that I like for this slate that we're going to break down and talk about in this video. Now, before we do get started, guys, as always, if you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure that you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks and use that promo code NOAH when you do. When you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So this is an easy way to build your bankroll up on Prizepicks. Use those $50, hopefully win some money with those, and then any money you win off that is credit, which you can either continue to play with or you can withdraw. So it's an easy way to build your bankroll up on Prizepicks, and again, you get access to that promo when you sign up with code NOAH. So check them out if you have not yet. And also, I do want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. You guys can go sign up for Sleeper. Use promo code NOAH over on Sleeper, and when you play $5, you're going to get $55 worth of free lineups. So this is a similar promotion. It's one that gives you $55 worth of free lineups just for playing $5. So you don't have to put in a bunch of money on Sleeper to get access to this promo. You know, typically Sleeper would do a deposit bonus for new users, and deposit bonuses, those are, obviously offers that kind of entice you to put more money in so that way you can get a bigger bonus. Well, with this offer, you don't have to put in a bunch of money. You can deposit the minimum, still get those $55 worth of free lineups again once you play your first $5 lineup on Sleeper. So if you guys want to go try out Sleeper, I recommend giving them a try. They do a lot of promotions all throughout the week. They're always doing discounts. They're giving out protected plays all throughout the week. They do a lot of good promotions for like low stakes players. So like if you're someone that only bets maybe $5 or $10 a day, you can get some good promotions on Sleeper that can be good for you for someone that plays that amount of money. So definitely recommend giving them a try, guys. And again, if you don't have an account on Sleeper, sign up and use that promo code NOAH when you do. But let's talk about some props that I do like for this slate on Monday. Now, did make a video for Sunday. Typically don't do videos for Sunday, but I did make a video Saturday. We'll give out 2 picks Saturday. I'll recap our plays from Saturday. We went 1-1 on Saturday. Felt like we should have had a full sweep, man. We took Vooch over PR, which was relatively sweat-free. Vooch had a really good game against the Mavericks Saturday. We also took Anthony Davis over PRA, which was a play that lost by I think like 3 or 4 PRA. But man, AD shot the ball terribly in that game. He shot like, I can't remember what it was. I think like 7 for 23 or something. Back-to-back games now, AD has shot the ball just atrocious. I'm sure tonight, I'm not gonna take his overs tonight, and I'm sure he's gonna go nuts tonight because that's usually just how it goes. But that was tough to see. I mean, AD's historically been a very efficient scorer, and he shot like 7 for 23 last game. Came up like 3 or 4 PRA short of going over. But it is what it is. We'll move on to this Monday slate. Got 2 plays I like for Monday. One of them is going to be a demon play. So you almost never see me give out like demon and goblin plays because for the most part, the demon and goblin plays on Prizepicks are mathematically not great to play. But just because like if you compare the odds on the demon and goblin plays to like sports books, a lot of times you're going to get better payouts on the sports books. Also, it doesn't help that you don't really know what your payout's going to be until you actually put it in a slip. Like, Prizepicks doesn't put like multipliers out there. So you kind of have to play around with the demons and goblins and kind of find the ones that have the best payouts. It can be kind of tricky, but there is one that I do like for this slate, and it's going to be on Malik Monk. And I think there's some value on this demon play. So what we're going to take is Malik Monk for more than 2.5 3-pointers made. So I like this play a lot, and I think the fact that we're getting this at a boosted payout makes this even better. I wouldn't be surprised if like you see the odds flip on this and like this becomes just like a normal line or something. Like there's a chance. I don't think it would move that much, but I saw Malik Monk was heavily favored. He was like minus 170 or like minus 160 for over 1.5 3-pointers made. So he's heavily favored to make 2 threes. And I definitely think that this could be a game where he gets 3 threes. Now you look at his last 2 games, he's gone under this line, and it's worth noting that Malik Monk was out for about a week with illness, As you can see, he played March 20th, and then he was out till March 27th. So he returned from his illness this game against Portland. It was announced that he was in the starting lineup like normal, and then the Kings changed their starting lineup like 10 or 15 minutes before tip-off, and they actually put Keon Ellis in the starting lineup over Malik Monk. Now, I don't really know why they did that. Like, were they planning on limiting Malik Monk in his first game back from illness? It's a possibility, because in that game against Portland, Monk did only play 17 minutes. Like, he was not, like, used a ton. He was still productive, though. Like, he scored 16 points in only 17 minutes. He just didn't get a ton of minutes in that game coming back from illness. And then last game against Orlando, they did bring Malik Monk off the bench again, but he played a lot more minutes. He played 23 minutes last game, and he was on pace for more than that. But the game was a huge blowout against Orlando. He didn't get any minutes in the fourth quarter. But if you look at his first half rotation, Malik Monk did play about 14 minutes in the first half last game. So he was on pace to play like 28 minutes. He wound up playing 23 without getting any minutes in the fourth quarter. Maybe he would have played like 30 minutes if it was a competitive game. Now, I don't know if the Kings are going to continue to bring Malik Monk off the bench. I mean, he was starting for like 2 weeks or for 2 months. Like, he's been basically ever since the De'Aaron Fox trade, like they've been starting Malik Monk. Are they trying out new lineups? Are they gonna see what maybe they like bringing Malik Monk off the bench now? I don't really know. But the fact that he was able to play like pretty close to full minutes last game makes me think we're going to get pretty much full minutes from Monk here, whether he starts or comes off the bench. Obviously, if he starts, you're going to feel a little bit better about his minutes, but I think he still probably plays close to 30 minutes, even if he comes off the bench. And Malik Monk, when he's on the floor, he's a guy that will shoot the ball. He's a guy that will take a lot of threes. You look at this season, Malik Monk, in terms of his like field goal attempts, I mean, he averages about 15 shot attempts per game, and almost half of those are three-point attempts. So Monk's averaging 14.8 field goal attempts per game, and he averages 6.8 three-point attempts per game. So like almost half his shots are three-point attempts. Last season, he averaged 12.4 field goal attempts per game and 5.9 attempts from three. So he's a guy that's going to take threes when he's on the floor. He hasn't shot the ball very well from three, in this 2-game stretch. He did shoot 2 for 3 against Portland in only 17 minutes. And in the game against Orlando, he did shoot the ball poorly from 3 last game, 1 for 5 from 3. But like before his illness, like in these games, I mean, he was getting up 10, 7, 8, 8, 5, 8, 5 3-point attempts. Like he's getting up, 6, 7, 8 threes a game. And this is a guy that has historically been pretty efficient from 3. I mean, this season he's shooting 32.8% from 3. Like he's a guy that typically when he gets up like 7 or 8 3-point attempts, more times than not, I think he's going to make 3 of them. This is a really good matchup against Indy. Now, Indy, I want to say they don't really give up like a lot of threes, but Indy does play at a really fast pace. So I think this game is one that could set up to be kind of a high-scoring game environment, just kind of back and forth where you got constant possessions, guys getting shots up. I mean, the total in this game is pretty high. It's at I think like 240 something. I can't find the total, but it should be a high total here because we know the Pacers, they're a team that likes to play fast. So I think this is a good time to kind of buy low on Malik Monk here. He's had 2 games coming off the bench where he's lost, one game lost minutes for blowout, and then the other game only played 17 minutes. But I think he's going to be back to full minutes, pretty soon, if not in this game. And we can get some good lines on him. Like this is definitely a spot where I think Malik Monk, you could buy low on some of his lines. I mean, even like his Demon points line, you could look at for 20 points. Obviously, the payout on that would be really high. That's more of a long shot, but I think this 3-pointer's made. I mean, this is a good play. Honestly, if this was like just an even line, like I think I'd be considering this. So the fact that we're getting it with a boosted payout makes this, in my opinion, a good play today. And if you're someone that bets on sports books, like if you can get Malik Monk for over 2.5 threes at like plus 150, which I think is like what the odds are right now, that's obviously a sportsbook play that I really like. We'll see what the odds, if the odds change throughout the day, but this is definitely a play that I like taking a first look at the board Sunday night. And the play that we're going to pair it with is going to be a prop on Jaren Jackson Jr., and we're going to take Jaren Jackson Jr. for more than 5.5 rebounds plus assist. So when you play this with Monk, with the Demon line on Monk, the payout for a 2-pick is 4.5x. Always pay attention. Anytime you're playing Demons and Goblins, you always should be paying attention to what the payout is. Don't just submit this slip without even looking at the payout. if the payout changes, like, by the time you're going to submit this, if the payout's like 3.5x, then obviously, it's not as good. You could still play it, but it's not going to be as good. But right now, the payout's 4.5x on a 2-pick with Malik Monk Demon 3, line. And obviously that's subject to change, but I'm trying to get these plays out to you guys as quick as I can while it's at this line. At this payout, I do like it. But let's talk about this prop on Jaren Jackson Jr. So this is a really low line on Jaren Jackson Jr. for his rebounds plus assists. I mean, this season, Jaren Jackson Jr., he's averaging over 5.5 rebounds per game, not including assists as well. He's averaging 5.5, or I think 5.6 rebounds per game, and he's averaging 2.1 assists per game. So, I mean, the guy's averaging 7.7 rebounds plus assists per game this season. I think the reason that we're seeing a lower line on him here, for one, it's a tougher matchup against Boston. Obviously, Boston, really good defensive team. Boston, pretty good on the glass. They're not a team that gives up a ton of rebounds to centers. Obviously, they're a good defensive team. So, assist-wise, it's kind of harder to get assists against Boston. Also, it doesn't help that Jackson, Triple J has gone under this line in some games recently. But I think this is definitely a good spot to like buy on a low line here on Triple J. I mean, Triple J this season, he's still averaging over 11 rebound chances per game, which is second most on the team. And he's still averaging almost 4 potential assists per game. Like, he could easily, I mean, it doesn't take a huge game from Triple J here. Like, 4 rebounds and 2 assists is all he needs, and that's more than doable. I mean, he could do that in like 22, 24 minutes. Now, the one thing you have to worry about with Triple J, this dude gets in foul trouble like so much. If you're new to NBA betting or just watching the NBA in general, you'll notice Jaren Jackson Jr. is a player that gets in foul trouble all the time. But when he avoids foul trouble, he typically plays like 32 minutes. This season, he's averaged 29.5 minutes per game, but his minutes have been ticking up lately. He has been able to avoid foul trouble in a good amount of his games lately. And if we just look over his last 7 games, 33 minutes, 31 minutes, 28.5 minutes, 35, 23, 31, 28.5. You look at the game where he played 23, that was a blowout against Utah. They won by 37. The game he played 28.5, they lost by 16 to Portland. He also had 5 fouls in those 28.5 minutes. But like, he's played over 30 minutes in like, 4 out of his last 7 games. Typically, he plays like 30 plus minutes when he's not in foul trouble. You look at games this season where Triple J's played at least 32 minutes. I think it's like 17 games. I'm going to take a look at it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So Triple J has played at least 32 minutes in 22 games this season. He's over this rebounds plus assist line in 19 of those 22 games. And that, even in some tougher matchups too, like some of those were against like Minnesota, Boston. He already faced Boston once this season, played 34 minutes and had he had 8 rebounds and 1 assist. So obviously 9 RA went over this line. It's just a low line here on Triple J. I know, lately he's not really been super aggressive on the glass, but I mean, this is still a guy that averages over 11 rebound chances per game. And with this matchup against Boston, this is definitely a spot where I think we could see the Grizzlies play some small ball. Boston's a team that they like to shoot a ton of threes. They like to space the floor. We see traditional centers sometimes get played off the floor against the Celtics. Guys like, for example, Zach Edey, guys like Donovan Clingan, these like slower centers that are not great at, contesting three-pointers. They just kind of stand in the paint. Like, those type of guys get played off the floor a lot against Boston. I wouldn't be surprised if you do see this be a spot where Zach Edey's minutes get cut down a little bit. Maybe the Grizzlies go back to starting Jaren Jackson Jr. at center. They were starting him at center for a few games, and then last game they did move Zach Edey back into the starting lineup, but I'm not confident that Zach Edey starts again, especially in this matchup. And I think if Zach Edey does start again, this is definitely a spot where, again, his minutes could get cut down a little bit. And if Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be playing some center, like if he's going to be playing any minutes at center, that should obviously help his rebounding numbers. I just think, we need to avoid foul trouble here for Triple J. And if he avoids foul trouble, he plays 30 to 32 minutes, even in a tougher matchup against Boston. I would bet on him going over 5.5 RA more times than not. I mean, even if his rebounds line was at 5.5, like, I think I'd actually consider taking the over on that. I think his rebounds line's at 4.5 on sportsbooks right now. But at 5.5 RA, really like this play on Triple J. This is one that really stood out to me when I was first kind of looking at early lines. So this is what we're going to play, guys, is our 2 early plays for this slate on Monday. We're going to take Malik Monk, Demon Line, more than 2.5 3-pointers made. We're going to pair that with Jaren Jackson Jr., more than 5.5 rebounds plus assist. Right now, the payout on this is 4.5x, so hopefully by the time you're watching this video, if you're putting these plays in and if you're going to tell me, hopefully the payout on this will still be 4.5x. If the payout gets lowered, then it's kind of up to you if you want to play it or not. Obviously, there's not as much value if they do lower the payout on that. But we talked about why I like that prop on Monk, and while it pays out 4.5x as a 2-pick, it's definitely a play that I like. But that's what I got for today, guys. As always, appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. Make sure you hit that like button before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button as well, and be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up. And again, when you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. Check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. But good luck tonight, guys. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.